English learners. Welcome back to the A to Z English podcast. I'm John.
And I'm Sarah. It's great to have you back with us for another exciting episode. In our previous episode, we continued our exploration of idioms and expressions, diving deeper into their meanings and origins. We introduced some new idioms like burn the midnight oil, under the gun, and a blessing in disguise. We hope you've had a chance to practice these expressions in your own conversations.
That's right, Sarah. Idioms are such a powerful tool for making your English sound more natural and fluent. They're also a fun way to engage with the language on a deeper level, connecting with the culture behind the words. In today's episode, we're going to take things one step further by exploring the role of idioms in conversational English. We'll show you how idioms can help you navigate different types of conversations, from casual chats to more formal discussions.
Exactly, John. We'll focus on how idioms can be used in various contexts, giving you the confidence to use them in real-life conversations. Whether you're speaking with friends, colleagues, or even strangers, idioms can add flavor and personality to your speech. By the end of this episode, you'll have a better understanding of when and how to use idioms effectively in different situations.
Before we dive into our discussion on idioms in conversation, let's quickly recap what we've covered so far. We've talked about the importance of idioms in the English language, looked at some common expressions, and discussed their meanings and origins. We've also highlighted the cultural significance of idioms and how they reflect the history and values of English-speaking communities.
That's right, John. And now, we're going to build on that foundation by exploring how idioms can be incorporated into everyday conversations. We'll look at examples of idioms used in casual, informal, and formal settings, so you'll have a well-rounded understanding of how to use them in various scenarios. 1. Idioms in casual conversations. Let's start by looking at how idioms are used in casual conversations with friends and family. Casual conversations are typically relaxed and informal, which makes them the perfect setting for using idioms that express emotions, opinions, or observations in a lighthearted way.
One idiom that's commonly used in casual settings is piece of cake. This phrase is used to describe something that is very easy to do. For example, if a friend asks you how your presentation went, you might say, "Oh, it was a piece of cake." It's a fun and informal way of saying that something was simple or straightforward.
Another idiom you might hear in casual conversation is on cloud nine. This idiom is used to describe someone who is extremely happy or elated. For instance, if a friend tells you they got a promotion at work, you could respond by saying, "Wow, you must be on cloud nine right now." It's a great way to express happiness and excitement for someone's good news.
And how about barking up the wrong tree? This idiom is often used when someone is making a mistake or going about something in the wrong way. For example, if your friend is blaming the wrong person for a problem, you might say, "I think you're barking up the wrong tree with that accusation." It's a casual way of pointing out that someone is focusing on the wrong thing.
Casual conversations are a great opportunity to play around with idioms and experiment with different expressions. The more you use them, the more comfortable and confident you'll become. Just remember to keep it light and natural. Idioms should feel like a seamless part of your conversation, not something forced or awkward. 2. Idioms in informal conversations, workplace or social events. Now let's move on to how idioms can be used in informal conversations in the workplace or at social events. These conversations are often a bit more structured than casual chats, but still have a relaxed tone. Idioms can help you convey ideas clearly and make your speech more engaging.
One idiom that's often used in the workplace is get the ball rolling. This phrase means to start something, especially a project or process. For example, if you're in a meeting and someone suggests beginning a new project, you might say, "Let's get the ball rolling on this as soon as possible." It's an effective way to communicate that it's time to take action.
Another idiom you'll often hear in informal settings is back to square one. This idiom is used when a plan or project has failed, and you have to start over from the beginning. For instance, if a project you've been working on doesn't go as planned, you might say, "Looks like we're back to square one." It's a way of acknowledging a setback without getting discouraged.
A similar idiom is call it a day. This expression is used when you've decided to stop working for the day, especially after putting in a good amount of effort. For example, after a long day of meetings, you might tell your colleagues, "Let's call it a day and pick this up tomorrow." It's a polite way of signaling that it's time to wrap things up.
Idioms like these are perfect for informal conversations because they help you communicate more efficiently while also adding a bit of personality to your speech. Whether you're in a meeting, networking event, or just chatting with colleagues, idioms can make your language more dynamic and memorable. 3. Idioms in formal conversations, presentations, or professional settings. Finally, let's look at how idioms can be used in more formal conversations, such as presentations, negotiations, or professional discussions. In these settings, it's important to use idioms carefully to ensure that your speech remains clear and professional.
One idiom that's often used in formal presentations is "take the bull by the horns." This phrase means to confront a difficult situation head-on and deal with it directly. For example, if you're giving a presentation about a challenging project, you might say, "We decided to take the bull by the horns and address the issue head-on." It's a strong and assertive way of showing that you're taking control of a situation.
Another idiom that can be used in formal settings is "go the extra mile." This idiom is used to describe someone who puts in extra effort to achieve something. For instance, if you're praising a colleague in a presentation, you might say, "She really went the extra mile to ensure the project's success." It's a great way to highlight someone's dedication and hard work.
A more neutral idiom that can be used in almost any professional context is "on the same page." This phrase is used when everyone involved in a situation agrees or understands something in the same way. For example, in a business meeting, you might say, "I want to make sure we're all on the same page before we move forward with this decision." It's a clear and professional way to ensure that everyone is aligned.
Using idioms in formal settings requires a bit more caution because you want to make sure they enhance your message rather than confuse your audience. It's important to choose idioms that are widely understood and appropriate for the context. When used correctly, idioms can add depth and impact to your speech without sacrificing professionalism. 4. Practice and application. Now that we've explored how idioms can be used in different types of conversations, it's time to put this knowledge into practice. The key to mastering idioms is to use them regularly and in the right context. Start by incorporating 1 or 2 idioms into your conversations each day, whether you're talking to friends, colleagues, or even practicing on your own.
A great way to practice is by writing down a few sentences or short dialogues using idioms. This helps you get comfortable with the phrasing and context of each idiom, making it easier to recall them when you need them. For example, try writing a short dialogue between 2 friends where they use idioms like "piece of cake" or "on cloud 9."
Another effective practice is to pay attention to how native speakers use idioms in real-life situations. Watch movies, listen to podcasts, or observe conversations in English-speaking environments. You'll start to notice patterns in how and when idioms are used, which will help you use them more naturally.
And don't be afraid to make mistakes. The more you practice, the better you'll get at incorporating idioms into your speech. Over time, they'll become a natural and effortless part of your language skills.
That's right, John. Idioms are a powerful tool for making your English more dynamic, engaging, and expressive. The more you practice, the more confident you'll become in using them in any type of conversation.
That wraps up our discussion on using idioms in different types of conversations. We hope you found this episode helpful and that you're excited to start incorporating idioms into your daily speech.
Thank you for joining us today. Keep practicing your idioms and stay tuned for our next episode, where we'll continue to explore new ways to enhance your English skills.
Thanks again for listening. We'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye for now.
Goodbye, everyone. Keep up the great work, and we'll see you next time.